Hello, 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 and welcome to the No Faces Comic Chat. I'm your host, Bub of Bub's Comics, and with me, as always, you know him as the great debater, but I think he's more of a master debater, Metarog.
Hello there. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Somebody shut off your power?
Oh, no. Sorry.
There it is. He was shrouded in mystery, folks.
Well, that's the way I roll
right
now.
Well, I noticed that about you. Whoa, look at that. Our background popped in late. Welcome, background. Good to have you. And we have a slight change in scheduling. Our regularly scheduled co-host was not able to make it today. And I'm just going to tell you, now normally I come up with a bunch of asinine reasons as to why he can't be here. But this time, and Roger is my witness, I'm going to tell the truth. Okay? Roger, you're listening, right? Purely for accuracy, okay? So DS tells us, hey, sorry, I can't make it Monday night. And thankfully, he told me last week. Usually I find out like the morning of, right? So he told me last week, he said, look, I'm not going to be able to make it Monday night. I'm going to have to lecture a bunch of grown-ass adults about doing their job. I said, oh, boy. And he was like, trust me, I'd rather be with you guys for sure. Am I correct so far, Roger?
100%.
All right. And then I said, well, we'll miss you. Boo, I think I said. Boo. We'll miss you. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure you enjoy reprimanding adults. To which he agreed. He did.
Yeah.
Is that right, Roger?
100%, man. That's it. Most of the time Bub says something, you take it with, the whole Salt Lake, but this time it's straight up.
Good. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. And I also want to say that I had plenty of time to find somebody, but everybody else said no. So I present to you Comic Mag Musings. Bill, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, sir.
No problem. I'm glad you responded, unlike others.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Not as much a pleasure it is to have me, but a pleasure nonetheless. And you got a 2-for-1 because Mini Musings will be helping me today.
Oh, my. Thank you for the warning. This may be the first PG episode we've had in a while. So, Roger, you'll have to contain yourself.
I'll try.
Good luck with that. All right, let's take a look. I tell you what, thank you, Bill, for joining us. Roger, why don't you go ahead and shout out the chat? We had some tailgaters here real early, so let's hear from them.
Yeah, we had Las Cruces. Let me do my best Bub implementation here. Las Cruces, 1971 was in here first.
I think that is the best Bub I've heard.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. And Brett Bottomley was in here before the show as well. Thank you, Brett. And then some guy named Metarog saying hi. And, of course, we have the chat superstar, Jackson Roy Kirk, over from NOLA. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. And the man with one of the best collections, well, if not on YouTube, certainly in the comic community, all comic communities, that is Bad Dad 320 Morris up there in Michigan, I do believe.
Look at him. Look what he said. Greetings, Earthlings.
Yes, yeah. Well, comparatively, yeah.
Hello, handsome.
Arsenio, Art Chemist is in here. I haven't seen you in a while here at the chat. Great to see you here, Art Chemist.
Good to have you, buddy.
And Chaos and Comics, that witty guy is in here as well.
Chaos, it's going to be PG-13. I understand if you got to leave today. It's all right. We won't hold it against you. In fact, we might if you stayed. Thanks for the invite. Oh, goodness gracious.
And then Bill is saying hi to the gang. And then we have another chat superstar, my buddy from New Mexico, and your buddy as well, James Gallegos. Do not call me Gallegos, is in the chat as well.
Who calls him Gallegos?
Lots of people.
If anything, I would call him my gal Legos.
Legos. A lot of people.
That'd be as close as I get because I like Legos. I like gals. He's got both in his name. I'm good with that.
Oh, that does make sense, I guess. But yeah, I just saw somebody's video the other day. I think it was Crime Alley Comics, and he said Galagos, and I was like, no.
Oh, Roger's been struggling for years. Not this Roger. Roger Wheatley.
Yeah, Roger Wheatley.
Comics.
Roger
Yeah,
Wheatley.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, to be fair, both Rogers probably struggle.
yeah.
We got Jackson Roy Kirk saying, "Oh no, 2 members of the MMMS, the Merry My Comic Shop Marching Society, look for your very own record coming to a shop near you. Get your vinyl copy of the Merry My Comic Shop Marching Society band." Bill plays the hits. I think we're putting it down as.
Well, you guys could collaborate. Have a little do-duet on that. I think that would be nice. That would be just perfect.
Well, it's funny that he said that because, like Jackson said that he didn't get his request for the kickback from mycomicshop.com. Bill, you got yours, didn't you?
In spades.
Yeah, I got mine. So they must have lost his letter in the mail. Sorry about that, Jackson.
Oh, Bad Dad's in New Jersey, not Michigan. Excuse me.
Who said he was in Michigan?
I don't know. I did. I don't know. I'm confused.
You're Michigan. You're Michigan, Michigan.
I'm confusing with somebody else.
How could you do that? All right. Well, we'll let you slide on that one because we don't have a choice.
My geography is off a little bit here and there.
Boy, that's rough. All right. I hear that's a rocky road. Wait, that's geology. My mistake. Yeah. All right. So Comic Mag Musings is here. He's got a bunch of stuff we'll probably want to look at some point potentially, or at least he's going to show them anyway. Again, DS couldn't make it. We're sorry for that. What did you guys think of the new countdown?
All right. Is that new? Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Anyone noticed the new countdown?
I wasn't paying attention. No.
It takes a lot to impress me, Bob. I'm pretty good at editing, as you can tell by my videos. So
Oh, yeah.
Try a little bit harder.
Oh, yeah. That same Hulk smash clip art you've been rocking for the last 600 subscribers.
Consistency, baby.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, look at that. I love Disney the Comics here. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Good to have you here. Glad you could all make it. Jackson Roy Kirk's crying because his letter got lost in the mail to the My Comic Shop Merry Marching My Comic Shop Society. Shoo! Say that once slow. Groovy countdown. What's that? Bad Dad just sent me a private message. He wants to see that countdown again. It's 30 seconds of your life, but I put in a good hour worth of work. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. What'd you think, guys?
Well, I didn't see any Charlton comics in there, so I don't know. It's a little substandard.
Wasn't there any Charlton comics? I don't think so.
No.
Who did? Well, who did? I managed to find a Black Cat. Who did that? Who was
Harvey.
Black Cat?
That's Harvey.
That's Harvey. Oh, shucks.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a cool idea, Bub. Actually, that's pretty cool. I have to admit.
Did you notice how it worked there, Metarog? You're pretty astute.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I like the countdown on the corner boxes. That's pretty clever. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Every now and then it'll confuse the layman's when they see that 75 pop up. That's just a price tag. Ignore that. Focus on the other number. I thought about taking a magic marker and just blotting out the price tag. So some of our, little bit slower viewers might be able to. Speaking of slower viewers, Chaos and Comics, do it again. I had the screen off. Well, it's no faces. That you're allowed. You're allowed to miss that. I was able to roll a doobie in that 30 seconds. That's what gatefold covers are for. Congratulations. We're glad. Wow, it was a quick show. Yeah, really. So we're going to have a contest. The No Faces Comic Chat. It's first contest giveaway. And the contest is going to be, and it's very simple, okay? And Roger, you can go ahead and throw this up. I think next Thursday is your next contest roundup, isn't it?
Right.
Okay, so we got some time. So you'll have to help me with the end date on it. But I was thinking give it maybe 3 weeks. So because that'll only give you one announcement. Well, this is an announcement. Anyway, we'll figure it out on the end date. But just don't wait. Okay? That's the point, because it's not going to be very long. So the point is I want you to check out the intro that I just showed. I showed the beginning and I showed it again there. And I'll post it separately probably so people can get a look at it clearly. But the idea is I want you to send me a list of all 30 comics used for that intro. They're all different comics, and they're all 30 comics. And no, we are not accepting generic answers. So you can't say that was a Spider-Man comic. You have to be very specific with the comic name, title, meaning the comic number, and volume if appropriate. So that's what we want to see. Or I'll at least accept the year if you're not sure what the volume is, right? Yeah. But I'll take a year if you don't know the volume, because that can get tricky. Some of the miniseries that count as volume 1, some people don't count as volume 1, whatever. Yeah. Chaos says he can't wait to get started on that homework project.
He's like,
so after super contests. So I feel like I have made this contest so hard that I believe we'll get 0 entries. Except Metarog likes a project. He may try.
I was going to say, I recognize about half of them already.
Well, here's what we're going to do. You don't have to get them all right.
Mm-hmm.
If someone gets them all right, if at least one person gets them all right, we're going to have a grand prize winner. Okay?
Okay.
But short of that, whoever gets the most right will win a prize. And if we have multiple people with grand prize winnings, I'll settle that if it happens. Okay, I'll make good on it. But there's going to be probably, we're talking maybe some cash prizes here, or at least some store credit type prizes.
Oh.
So, yeah, so not just a random box of crap you don't want, but I'll give you a gift certificate to go pick out a random box of crap you do want. How about that?
Oh, Brett says challenge accepted. Like it.
Ooh. Wow, that's Jackson Roy Kirk. Dessert unboxing rather. Yes, that's right. Challenge accepted. Jambo says he missed it. That's what reruns are. Rerun. That's what rewinds are for. That's it. So everybody, put it in the comments of this video, but don't fill it out. Like I'll put up my email address, and you guys email me the what you think it is. Okay, and also tell me your YouTuber handle in that if your email is not the same. No, not Blitzbucks.
Blitzbucks.
So I'll drop my email. I think I have my email. You can Instagram it to me or email it to me, whichever you want. Send me the list, and you're gonna get a gift certificate to probably mycomicshop.com. So there you go. Enjoy that. All right.
Nice.
So let's get to our topic for this evening. Now I know Bill, as a student of the game, is well familiar that this question was coming up. What is our team name for this evening, Metarog?
Oh man, Warlords of something? Warlords of Comics.
Oh boy,
Close.
Very close. Bill, do you want to save him from the lurch?
Here is the save. It is John Carter's Warlords of Mars, I believe.
Oh, no way.
You guys are
That's
terrible.
not what it was.
Oh, missed it.
It was not that long.
Oh, well.
Here's that a lot.
I give up. It is the No Faces comic chat with the Warlords of Earth. Hey, them there Switcherooski. Not to be confused with the Russian ballerina, Yana Switcherooski. All right. Okay. So we everybody knows.
No
Yana.
Interstellar Wars. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. See what I did there? All right. So Metarog looks like he's loaded for bear. So let's go ahead to Bill and see what he's got to show us.
You knew that was happening.
Yeah. Bill, if you've never watched the show before, we're going to show a series of comics related or quasi-related to the title. If you can sell it, it'll pass. So let's see what you got.
I wish you'd have told me that before, but here we go. So, these are actually Showcase Presents trade paperbacks. They are really affordable ways that DC provides to be able to consume some comic books that are either hard to get hold of or a bit more expensive. They're black and white, so that's the downfall, but they kind of pattern themselves after Marvel's Marvel Essentials line. The thing I like about DC's is they include page numbers, which is a big deal when you start reading through them. But we have Enemy Ace, and Enemy Ace is he's a World War I, World War II flying ace, Hans von Hammer. His
Did you say? Wait. Did you say that his name was Hans Longhammer?
Close. Von Hammer. That's my high school name. You're confusing it with.
Okay.
Hans von Hammer.
Okay.
First appearance, Our Army at War, number 151. And on the right, we have the Unknown Soldier. He's named after the tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And his first appearance was Our Army at War, number 168. He was created by Conager and Joe Kubert. Both of them were, actually. So very good reads. If you can deal with the black and white art, very affordable.
Oh, yeah. The black and white art is what gets me sometimes.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. It's a big trade-off, but when you're talking about on the secondary market between $10 and $15 a book, it's quite a value.
Yeah, I believe that. That's pretty good for as much as you get in there. I had one showcase. I think I gave it away. I might have given it to Roger. I don't know. Did I ever send you a big showcase, Roger?
No.
All right. I think I did donate. It was a DC early Justice League showcase.
Okay.
But it was so big. Like, show the side view of those, Bill, because I don't think people get just how large these are. Look at that.
Yeah.
And now hold up a quarter for comparison.
Yeah, they're mad.
You don't have a quarter? You have a quarter handy? Oh my gosh.
How about an IOU? That's what I have handy most of the time.
That's good. There's going to be interest on that. You'll have to hand me 50 cents next time. All right. And this hashtag is already trending all over Instagram. Hans Longhammer. Hashtag Hans Longhammer. All right. Thank you for showing those off, Bill. I like them, but I am one of those that can't get past the black and white on them. It makes me sleepy when I read them. If there's not a bunch of color. I don't know. That's probably weird. But it happens. All right. Let's see if Roger has... he doesn't look quite ready yet. All right. So I'll show off these Lee Elias covers. I think both are. I don't know if they are. No, that's Bob Lubbers. They're probably both Bob Lubbers comics. Actually, my Lee Elias...
Lubbers?
Bob Lubbers.
Bob Lubbers.
Yeah. Didn't he use his long hammer?
Yeah, it's hashtag Bob Lovers.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, honestly, I thought you said Bub Lovers, like lovers of Bub.
Who's not a Bub lover? This is Bub Lovers. And he did, there's just some Sky Hag action there. That's Sky Hag right there. And that one came from Bonnet's Bookstore over in Ohio. I like big Golden Age stamp if you like collecting those, which I do. I also picked this one up, this Wings comic at Bonnet's Bookstore. And the current owner of Bonnet's Bookstore is actually the grandson of the original owner. Okay. So it's still a family business. And when he saw this book, albeit coverless, he couldn't believe it because that's his grandfather's original handwriting. He said that 5 that got written on there. So he said he recognized that anywhere. And he was glad I bought it. Got the Bonnet's book stamp on there and some good Lee Elias art. So when it comes to war comics, I do not collect much. I pretty much only collect one type of war comic or one specific vehicle in war comics. See if you can figure out what those are. But we'll send it off to Roger because his poor guy. He's going to get gout waiting on this comic showcase. Go ahead, Roger. Let's see what you got going on there, buddy.
I see an aviation theme somehow coming out.
Ooh, yeah.
You know,
There you
I'm not the sharpest rat in the sack, so maybe I'm wrong. But
Are there more? Wait a minute. Are there sharp rats in the sack and dull rats in the sack?
oh yeah. See, the sharp ones, they get to claw out of the sack, so they don't get in the sack. See?
Oh, that's smart.
Anyway, yeah.
Morning, Agu. Good to have you.
Yeah.
Roger's always going on about how he performs in the sack. It's terrible.
Who, Roger does?
That's not my performance. That's the rat's performance.
Well, Bill, if he had to tell you via text message, you should have stuck around for breakfast.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah, Steve, he is a real nice guy.
Remember, we got mini musings over here. Okay.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Well, first of all, I think Enemy Ace, by the way, Bill, is a fabulous character, and the stories I think are, great because he's the enemy, but he's honorable. He won't shoot somebody unless they can defend themselves, and he's actually fought with his own people over their tactics. So I really like that honorable enemy angle. Anyway,
very much a romanticized aerial dogfighter character.
Yeah, so I just think that's fabulous when you think about, not every person on the other side of that line is an evil guy just trying to kill you. So, sometimes they are trying to accomplish something based on their their upbringing and their beliefs, right? Anyway, enough of that. So, I loved war comics when I was younger a lot more because obviously kids, you had the little plastic men and you would pit them against each other. And war comics, I would sort of I would replicate the battles in the comics and so forth.
Now, to be clear, that's before you moved to this house.
Yes, that was probably before you were born, Bub. Yeah.
I'm guessing this Army Man play was happening in the Metacave of Gratitude. That's just just throwing that out there.
No, those men were melted in the Miami sun many years ago.
Oh man,
yeah.
Who hasn't been? All right,
but here we have we generally think of war as a 20th century. The comics focus on the 20th century wars, World War I, World War II, Korean, Vietnam. But here we have, one of the ancient wars. I think this is probably the War of Marathon, based on the kind of Trojan helmets here. And again, Charlton Comics, which you didn't have on your list, really expanded into these kinds of lesser known war comics, where you would have conflicts that were in the ancient world, and sometimes they were portrayed very historically, sometimes very fantasized, but still as a history buff, I really like to read those kind of comics, and if nothing else, I would go and search out the real wars. So I put that one up there. Of course, this one, Jambo, is in the chat, and he sent me this beauty here. Obviously, it is a recreation, a photo montage, looks like, of the takeover of Iwo Jima, that Japanese island in the South Pacific, which was very strategic because Japanese had it, and they were able to get early warning and also have a place for staging their attacks. Once we took it over, it was the beginning of the end in the Pacific. So thank you again, Jambo, for this just gorgeous Fox comic. I never even seen it before, and a great.
That Jambo's a good guy.
He is a good guy, and he got me good with this one, and everything he sent me was just fabulous. And let's get into
Jambo and I went to a bar recently, and he really did a good. He tipped that waitress really hard. He tipped her. She fell right over a chair. We laughed and ran, but what a solid guy. All right, go on.
Oh boy, Jambo, I tell you're a saint to hang out with Bub during those times.
I saw a feather fall off his back while we were walking out.
I'm surprised he didn't float right up afterwards, Oh boy. And then here we have, probably this is more of a fictionalized. This not probably. It is more of a fictionalized character, over the top. This is Dynamite Joe, who was just a, just fly off the handle, gung ho kind of guy who would just run into the midst of a battle, bullets flying, devil may care, that kind of thing. But again, it's neat to have those kind of different perspectives, the historical ones and the fictionalized ones. And when you're a kid and you read this, it gives you that sort of sense of pride in your country and the defense of it. And at least it did to me back in the heyday.
Nice stuff.
And here he is.
Oh, you cheater.
What?
Oh, you cheater. You turn around the same book. You had extra.
Yeah.
That means you got 37 books to show, not just 14.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
I go backwards and forwards. I like this cover because this guy, I guess he ran out of ammunition, so he put some dynamite on an arrow and boom,
that's the Golden Age Green Arrow right there.
Yeah. I don't think that would work. I don't think that arrow would fly very far with that much dynamite on it. But anyway, that's the kind of fictionalized stuff that love. But that's war comics. That there are all those different types of different. It's such an expansive genre, right? Because you can talk about sometimes the horrors of war, and I do have some comics that, like War is Hell for Marvel. I didn't bring those out. It talks about the more of the horrors of war, and others like Bill says are more romanticized. Yeah. But
like Steve is saying, that's like a Rambo movie there.
Yeah, this is more like Rambo, exactly.
And not the first one, but all the cartoony ones after First Blood.
Right. Like he takes down an attack helicopter with an arrow. Things like that. Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, we got Agu's in the house. Thank you for the 99-cent super chat. We hope that didn't hurt too bad. And we got Don Dizzle in the house.
Hey,
good
Don.
to have these two all-stars, good buddies. They've got their show. I hang around. I loiter in their streams often. So they just haven't found the right pesticide to get rid of me. So thank you so much. Good to have you guys. And of course, now with him showing, I don't know what we have that's mini musings appropriate. I don't know. What's he a fan of? I don't know. I'm thinking. Not quite sure. I don't know. I give up. How about just some playing? There we go. Nice. Some good defense. The best offense is a good defense. There you go. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Go ahead, Roger. I'm sorry I know you're only 2 minutes into your 30-minute
okay,
run.
Great.
Go ahead.
I like the obscure stuff, right? So I generally try to see what it, if the lesser known publishers, what little slant they would have, or how would they differentiate themselves from the other major publishers. And then you have something like this one here, right, where they're sort of trying to, again, this was published right around the Vietnam War, right? So they're trying to sort of get your attention here. So they have a lot of text involved in the title. You are there, right? As we find the enemy, fix the enemy, fight the enemy. You can sort of see that kind of dramatization in the title.
Who produced that?
Tower Comics.
Where were they out of?
They I believe they were out of New York as well, but they're the ones who published Thunder Agents, and that line of comics. But they did have a short run of war comics. Let me make double sure, see where they're at. Yep, New York, right there.
That's what I thought. I was just checking on you, Roger. I'd make sure, keeping you honest.
But notice that these were 25-cent comics at the time when most comics were 12 cents, but they were double-sized.
Okay.
So
they only cheated you out of a single penny. Is that what you're trying to say?
They cheated you out of a penny. But
if they're double size, that's 24 cents. I mean, I ain't no math magician, but that's what I got.
Well, they might have had an extra something in there as well. I don't know. Maybe they were doubling something else. But again, their kind of shtick was that they had anthologies based upon again different kind of battles in Vietnam and World War II and kind of Korean War in there as well. So they sort of had more of a focus on the individual and his his story leading up to the big fight or the big mission, et cetera, et cetera. So that was sort of their shtick there.
All right, you got another one you want to stick it to us?
One more, and then I'll give it up to you guys. This was sent to me by Man Cave.
Hey,
Parm. Atlas War Action. And again, when you read this comic here, you can really tell that they were going for the very, very impactful, very, very patriotic kind of read, right? And here you have what looks to me like Korean soldiers back there. I'm not sure if that's the correct uniform. Maybe Bill knows. And of course you have
that.
And you have the American here about to throw a grenade down there, and you got just all kinds of Koreans here just falling down. Great art in this comic, by the way, just absolutely fabulous textured art. Really kind of brings out that gritty nature of war.
You're getting complaints, Roger. You're going to have to shuffle those books around for the next round.
Okay.
I know you've got one.
I got a Russ Heath. Coming up, but I'll do that. I'll get off for now and let the other gentleman go.
All right, so let's give it up for Comic Mag Musings. Give it up, folks.
Hey!
Hey! Glad we got that out of our system. So, let's see what I got here. All right, we'll get it. What do you got there?
Here we've got sort of a war book, really a superhero team book, but it's a throwback to World War II, where most of the action takes place in the European theater. This is the Invaders from 1975. This is Invaders #1 with the Romita cover. And they were based on the All Winners squad from the All Winners comics from 1946 and 47. So really it's a superhero book, but it's all about fighting during World War II, sort of a throwback in that respect. And speaking of the Invaders, Roger and I are featuring the Invaders on our next episode of the retrospective. It'll be on my channel, part 1, which will be Giant Size
1.
That. Next, we've got Wings Comics, which you had mentioned, Bub. That's made by Fiction House.
Hey, you cut out there, Bill. What was the plug you were pushing?
The retrospective on my channel in 3 or 4 weeks about the Invaders. It'll be part 1 of a 2-part live stream series.
Okay. So if you like the first part, you should watch the second. And if you didn't like the first one, you should watch the second because it's got to be better than the first.
Right. No matter what, you should watch both. I agree, Bob.
Yes. That's where I'm at. You cut out there for a minute. All right. So what do you have on them there right there, buddy?
That is Wings Comics. That is issue number 103 from 49 with a Bob Lovers cover.
The Bub Lovers, another Bub Lovers?
Yes, Bub Lovers cover. That was from 1940s when that started. Ran for 124 issues by Fiction House, which was a big pulp publisher. And they also had a Wings line of pulps that ran for...
Originally helmed by Paul McCartney.
Yes, exactly.
If I recall.
Yep, Paul McCartney and Wings.
Yep.
So that started out as like an airplane enthusiast comic when it first started out. Airplane stories, wing walkers, airplane acrobatics, things like that. Then when World War II hit, it sort of turned into a patriotic war comic. And then after World War II, it went back to aviation enthusiast type stories.
Okay. So if you're a dry history enthusiast, you appreciated that. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Yes, like a burnt cracker. No offense. All right, let's see what else we got. Was it Roger's turn? It can't be.
No, your turn.
It's my turn. Hey!
Hey.
All right, we've got some more. Bill beat me to it, although I am not going to be allowed on his next stream. Apparently, they're all booked up for the first and second of the retro intro disasterly spective of the Invaders. I have here a Schomburg cover for it. Just has to be shown. It's just good stuff. That's all I got to say about that. And, you know, it is a superhero book, but, you know, anytime you see a Nazi symbol on a cover, it's pretty much a war book. So now this one I love because it's so odd. This is U.S. Fighting Air Force, and this is done by Superior Comic. Roger, do you know the history or anything about Superior Comics Publishing?
Isn't that a Canadian company?
It is. Isn't that hilarious?
Yep.
So for those of you who know, that's not a Colorado wacky backy leaf. That is a maple leaf, although we can understand why you'd be confused. And yeah, so this is a Canadian comic. This is not a reprint. This is not a printing of an American book. This is a love of the American Air Force shown by a Canadian publisher. Isn't that funny?
Are you sure that's Canadian, Hoser?
Let me see, yeah.
The maple leaf kind of gives it away there, Bill.
Yeah, actually, I mean, that maple leaf is certainly suspect,
Yeah.
but we're going to say it's maple.
Yeah, I heard about that. Canadians took over a lot of the publishing of American comics for a while there in the 40s. And I'm not sure if it was because of the paper shortage or if it was because the companies were focused on other ventures. But a lot of actual comics were published by Superior. They had lots of different titles.
Yeah, it wasn't the paper shortage because they had it there too.
Oh, okay.
Canada.
But they also had enough for 2 staples. So that's nice. I mean, a lot of the books of this age only had 1 staple. So that was
right
nice
in the
to
middle.
have. All right. So as per showing only two per round to help get through Roger's stack faster. Next we have yes. Oh, hello, Lady Fantastic. Good to have you. Mastodon's here as well. Alex Big Blue is here from the fine, great state of Kentucky. He knows about that devil's lettuce there. And then good to have you guys. And yes, that's a Schomburg cover there. So he made it into the show. He's got another appearance coming up too. So stay tuned for that. Good to have you all. And we'll send it right over. Well, we're going to keep this momentum rolling with Roger.
All right. Well, you know, is Mini Musings still there?
He is indeed.
I am.
Okay, well, Mini Musings. Here's something that you can aspire to, right? This comic is actually about this kid who's probably not much older than you are, but he finds an artifact which turns him into this very, very strapping green beret with all kinds of powers. As long as he has that beret on, he's essentially undefeatable.
Baby Yoda.
Now, be honest, Roger. Did you enjoy that read?
Yeah, in a very whimsical sort of way. Yes, I did. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Roger sent away for the paper cutout foldable version of the strapping green beret.
Oh, boy.
He was clipping his coupons at an early age.
Well, I mean, again, this is a time, of course, here we have a lot of stereotyping of these Asian fellas, right? So remember, this is done in the 60s before there was a lot of political correctness out there. They were the enemy. So everything was fair game. You know what I mean? And they wanted kids to realize what was going on, but not in a super violent way. So he didn't really kill them, like you can see. He just sort of beat the heck out of them, Yeah. So violence, but not death. Okay. And this was only a 2-issue series. I wonder why.
Oh, man. More people should have sent in their UPCs.
There were no UPCs back then either.
Oh, man. That's rough, man.
There's actually, this publisher only had 2 titles, this one and Fat Man the Human Saucer. So,
that's another one of your favorites.
So, and it is. And they're both very politically incorrect. But
it's a shame they never did a crossover between the fat human Green Beret saucer.
I think it was in the works, believe it or not.
I bet it was. How could they resist? What a universe they built.
but it does show here that they tried to get the kids to sort of have something for them to relate to, in the sense that the kid in this comic is the one who had the power, essentially, of the Green Beret, and he used it to get a lot of soldiers out of trouble. Like these guys here, as you can see, they're about to be executed, and in comes a Tarzan-like Todd Holton with a big boot right to the face.
Wow,
there.
look at that!
And
that's a double shot.
Yeah.
Boy, is he pleased with himself too.
Yeah, and of course, there. Notice you think, oh, are you sure they're going to shoot them? Okay, look at that there.
Whoa!
Execution orders in English. Yeah,
and a straight bullet. Actually, it looks like a split straight. Did the stream split on that one? Oh man, look at that.
I think this guy back here also has shooting.
Oh man, talk about the agony of defeat. Did you see that? Did you see that, Roger?
Yep.
The agony of defeat.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see?
All right.
The agony,
You
the agony of defeat.
You wanted Russ Heath. Here, we're giving you some Russ Heath right here, because he's honestly one of my very favorite artists. His war stuff is just.
Who was complaining about that? Oh, Brett Bottomley.
Right.
The kindest complainer I know.
Very,
Brett
very
Bottomley. He's never 100% satisfied with our streams, but he's willing to tell us how to make up the 25% difference. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, but he's right though. Russ Heath
is right.
Is really synonymous with DC War Comics. I think maybe he and Kubert, I guess you could sort of say, although Kubert, I guess, was a little bit afterwards. But the detail that he puts, and like, look at this here, Bub. Look at that plane flying in. Obviously it had been shot. It's about to crash, and it's just coming right at the Jeb Stewart's tank.
I need that book.
Beautiful cover, beautiful perspective, powerful. Just I mean, if you were a kid and you saw this comic on the stand, come on, you're gonna buy it. I mean, there's no two ways about it. This comic sold itself. That art is beautiful. His work is really it's dynamic, and it's not gory, but it's still very, very how can I say this, striking, very emotionally striking is the way I would put it.
That's fantastic.
So that is Russ Heath, and I have actually a print of Russ Heath stuff sent to me by Lindsay. All right, one more.
Your artist.
Oh man, he's so good. He is so good. One more, and then I'll pass it off here. Warfront #1. Again, Harvey comic here, and again, this shows the horrors of war. Look at this chap here, getting one right in the chest. Remember, this is the 50s.
Zing! Did you see it? They put zing in there, like zing. Like, you see it?
No, I don't. Where is it? I don't see it.
It's written underneath the bullet. Zing!
Oh yeah, there it is. You're right. Cool. I didn't notice that. Yeah, this is pre-code, so it's a little gorier than comics, obviously post-code. And we have this guy here who's obviously been injured, and he's being carried by his buddy while being attacked by these, I'm assuming,
and blood dripping
Koreans. Too. Yeah, no, he's injured. He's been hit. He's taken a hit, and there's jets flying, fires raging, just everything that could be happening that you wouldn't want to be happening is going
Zing!
On. So again, and that is a Harvey publication, as you can see there.
All right.
So again,
good job. I love it. Who did that cover?
Who did
is that
cover?
a Bub Lovers?
I am not sure who did this cover. You know that? I am not. I should have looked it up. I did not.
There were so few of those around, those Bub Lovers, that we should know.
No, don't I know it? There are so few of them around. They need, having trouble multiplying these days. All right, what do we? Let's see. All right, thank you, Roger. What a kind gentleman. All right, it's my turn. So I will. Oh no, we got to give it up for coming back. Oh, look at this sad. He's bringing the sad sack stuff. All right, let's see it.
Sad sack.
I'm bringing the heat. Some of my favorites. This is one of my favorite covers. Just so agonizing, incredible. Frontline Combat, number 10, number 5. This was obviously I'm into the EC comics. This started in 1951 with issue 1, ran for 15 issues. This is a Kurtzman right here. That
Harvey
cover, and this is a John Severin cover.
Harvey Kurtzman?
Yes, Harvey Kurtzman. Yep, he was the one who edited both titles, Frontline Combat, Two-Fisted Tales.
I was gonna say, do you think he put himself how hard do you think he had to fight to put himself on the cover?
Oh yeah, he didn't have to fight hard at all. But I love his art. I think that it's fantastic for a war comic. It's so minimalist that I think it does a really good job of conveying emotion more than some of your more historically accurate drawings. All of his stuff was historically accurate. He researched the hell out of it. And he did the layouts for every single story inside. And if the artist went a little bit off, he threw a fit. So
I hear you.
Kurtzman was amazing. And Frontline Combat ran for 15 issues. Really, most of the Golden Age, Atomic Age, whatever you want to call it, in the heyday of war comics, most of it was in the early 50s, and it was around the Korean War. That's really when you had a lot of the titles out, and that's what most of the stories were centered around, the Korean War. So in 53, when it ended, the sales started declining, and this one was canceled. Like I said, there was a companion title, and we'll show those, of Two-Fisted Tales.
So this Frontline Combat, that is actually isn't that some manner of pest control for animals?
Yes, to get rid of fleas, ticks, and bugs.
You cut the tip off and you squeeze it between the shoulder blades of your cat or favorite dog, and I think that's what it stops the ticks. All right, what do we got here? This is the companion war title, also edited by Harvey Kurtzman. This is a classic war cover right here, Two-Fisted Tales number 30. Number 26, probably one of my favorite of all time, and this one's a Harvey Kurtzman cover as well. But these were hand lettered. All the other EC comic books, they were machine lettered. This was hand lettered. So every individual copy was handwritten?
Well, they were hand lettered.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't use a typewriter or a machine to letter them like they did the others, because he took a month on each of these, where Al Feldstein was editing 4 and 5, 6, 7 comic books all at the same time. He just didn't have the same time to be able to devote to it.
Right.
Two-Fisted Tales, 24 issues. It took over, or was supposed to take over, from Haunt of Fear at issue number 18, because of issues with the wholesalers. Gaines was going to cancel Haunt of Fear, and so
are you saying Hunk with beer?
Well, Haunt of Fear, one of the horror mags. Yeah,
Hunk with beer. Okay, I got you. Is that not right?
But it turns out they didn't cancel it, so they both moved forward with issue number 18. This started out as an adventure comic for the first few issues, and then after the end of the Korean War, it switched back to an adventure comic, and it was renamed New Two-Fisted Tales at that point. And it was canceled after issue number 41, I believe.
All right, good to know. So what happened to the companion book then? Did it just drop off when this one changed?
No, the companion book was already canceled. Frontline Combat was already canceled. And this one kept going as it reverted back to an adventure series. Frontline Combat was solely about war. It was solely a war comic. Two Fisted Tales started out as a adventure comic, if you will. And then when the Korean War started, it switched into a war comic. And then after the Korean War, he tried to keep it going by switching it back. But by that time, EC was blowing up, and they weren't moving any of his merchandise from the distributors anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it was canceled.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. You done yet?
You can switch it. I got plenty more, but we can cycle it on through to
Thanks for the warning.
Big Lodge.
Is it Roger's turn again? Gosh, I feel like I keep getting passed up. All right, Roger. All right,
your
turn.
Your
Whose turn is it?
Man.
Oh, Lord have mercy. What's going on here? All right, here we are.
Don't tell me you're out.
No, I've got two more as per on schedule.
Okay.
So I'll go with two of my favorite little Golden Age books. The first Golden Age book I ever purchased is End in the Wild. At that, the Phantom Eagle, little mighty midgets. Roger has, I think, a near complete collection of these, if not complete.
Complete. I have complete.
Yes, so he has a near complete collection of these. Keep at it, Roger. Keep at it.
I love those things, by the way. They're so neat.
They're very good. So the interior is black and white with red. So those splash red in there every now and then. It's a mighty midget in a custom-made top loader, custom made by a nice French guy named Moi. And so there you go.
Raw?
Moi, not bra.
Moi.
I guess if he was from California, French, he might be bra or something. But yeah, Moi. There you go. Defeating the Flying Radios has some very, now inappropriate depictions of Asian Americans as well, or Asian, just plain Asians at that point. And then my absolute favorite, even though it's a superhero book, it still has planes and war galore. It's my Human Torch number 10 Shami cover. Look at this.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous.
A 0.5 when I found it, so I'm also extremely proud of the hard work I did on this book.
Great colors on there, Bub, though.
It's so bright. Man. So bright. And look, got the Namor on the bottom, chucking a USA labeled torpedo. Look at it. He's just throwing it. And there's bedlam and mayhem and all kinds of good stuff.
Just
and distinctly no Toro appearance on this cover, so we're happy about that as well. So Human Torch
Toro fan.
Sans Toro. I didn't like Toro or Bucky. I didn't like any of the sidekicks. I thought they were crappy.
You didn't like Bucky?
No, I didn't like Bucky at all.
You didn't like Sun Girl?
The Winter Soldier.
No. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't like. I guess like Roger was talking about the Green Beret comic, how you're supposed to, I guess, identify with the kid having all the power. Mm-hmm. And I think I had too much of a jealous nature. So I just hated those kids. I was like, screw that kid. He doesn't deserve. I hope he blows up in this next issue. That way I can take his place and be the new kid with the power. So I always rooted against the sidekicks as a kid.
Fair enough.
Hoping for mayhem to befall them. So anyway, here's my amateur conserved, I will take it, comic here. So there you go. Human Torch number 10. That's my favorite, maybe my favorite book in my collection. So
yeah, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous stuff, really.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. We got Metarog is back up to bat. Let's keep it Kurt there, Roger. Let's keep it Roger there, Kurt.
We'll do.
Yeah. All right.
Here's another very, very, very obscure publisher, Stanley. They actually did mostly horror magazines, but they threw their hat into the comic arena here and there, and they did exactly 2 issues of Battle Heroes, which is just generic kind of stories, anthologies.
Man, even the title is generic. They didn't even change the font. It's just like
the art.
It looks like a subtitle to a French movie. That's terrible.
The art and the stories are just predictable, very, very basic vanilla stuff.
Wow.
But it's one of those things where I had to find out for myself what this was all about. Why would a publisher who was successful in one arena, throw their hat into this one and just throw it right back out a few months later? And once you read these, you will come to that conclusion yourself that it was justified. But I still like to have these very cool and obscure stuff that's just tough to find. It took me years to find these two comics, actually. Here's one where I was thinking of Mini Musings too, because they're sort of mixing genres here. Star Spangled War Stories, for many years, they had the combatants on an island that had dinosaurs.
Yes,
And
the War that Lost Time Forgot, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It was supposed to be a Pacific island that an American World War II squad, I think, was on.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And it must have been successful, Bill, because this ran for years. Of course, we all know kids love dinosaurs, and they love the Army Men. So why not put them together? It's a very
I put them together all the time. I always in fact, whenever because dinosaurs were good grandma bait. And I don't mean that I was looking for gilfs or anything. I mean like they were grandma, like if your grandma was going to the store, you had to give her very specific, limited instructions. Right. This is what I want, or who knows what you would get. Like she might come back with Barney. If you said I like dinosaurs, she'd come back with Barney, with a plush Barney or something. So my instructions were always, I want dinosaurs that have open mouths and a hole down their throat. So if you can stick your finger inside the dinosaur's mouth, that's what I want. If you can't stick your finger in the dinosaur's mouth, I don't want it. Okay, so those are my instructions to my grandparents. That's what I was looking for, just so I could take Army men and shove them down the dinosaur's throat during battles.
Yep. I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. Yep.
Well, you shouldn't have told my grandmother to be buying you toys, Roger. My grandmother. Now I know why I didn't get so many.
Yeah, she had to spread the love there. And here's another kind of mixed genre here. That Dynamite Joe, which you saw before, which was more of a, over the top, but still war. Here they're sort of crossing the genre with supervillains, and including this guy Half Mask, who has a laser.
He looks like Colonel Clink.
Yeah, it's Colonel Clink science fiction version,
Oh, Colonel Hogan!
Oh, give it a shot!
Oh boy! And then look at the backdrop here. This very I don't know what this is, magenta, I guess. Backdrop, very odd for a war comic, I thought. I agree. Doesn't really fit.
Yeah. It looks like Night Tiger's wall. Like you've been over in Ocala and seen our good buddy Night Tiger's Pepto-Bismol comic room, right?
I've seen it. Yep.
It looks just like that.
Very similar. Yeah, very similar. But again, this is just I just love all these kind of quirky things. And I'll end with this one. Dell, generally their comics were had a more serious sort of tone to them. And they did a lot of show and movie adaptations, things like that, and including things like this, Tales of the Green Beret, where they did show, a lot of the grittier and not so how can I say this in a not so subtle way. The horrors of war and the effect it would have on the soldier. Often they would go off in kind of a catatonic state, things like that. So you would get good stuff here, but Dells were never very popular comics to my recollection, because they didn't have a lot of the over the top action, superheroes, recurring characters, things like that. But for war comics, they did do them justice, I do believe.
Yeah, and somewhere around the centerfold, they would tell you how to organize your knitting basket. That's where I would check out.
Yeah, yeah.
They had these little tutorials that were just didn't interest me at all.
Yeah, they had text pieces in there as well. Yeah,
yes.
It did bog down the comics.
Slowed it down. Yeah,
yeah.
And wasted pages.
Yeah. So that's why you don't see a lot of Dell hot comics in the shows. There just aren't that many.
Yeah, very true.
That's it for me, guys.
Fantastic round there. Thank you, Roger, for all you share.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? What happened? Yeah, go ahead. Ranger Sly's in the house. Thank you. Gray Man is here. Big Lion Cat is here as well. Jambo's still hanging out, although I think he was gone and came back. So we're checking your attendance, Jambo. So good to have you all. Sly, I hope you're feeling better. Good to hear that maybe you are. Let's see. We got over here. Comic Mag Musings is going to show us some Guy War, which is the title of another magazine he picked up back in '79, Guy War, and the old Blitzkrieg. So let's have at it. Show us what you got there, Billy.
All right, on the left we have
GI War Tales.
This is number 1.
Yes.
This one was only made for 4. This particular one is a Ross Andrew cover. Beautiful cover. Only ran for 4 issues. They were all reprints.
Oh, wow.
And number 1 and number 2 reprinted The War That Time Forgot that Roger alluded to earlier. And I think that's from Star Spangled War Stories.
Looks like it with that pterodactyl.
What's that?
With the pterodactyl, it probably is.
That's exactly right. That's the scientific name, actually, of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like GI War is what you get after you eat a triple bean burrito from Taco Bell. You have that gastrointestinal war.
You better believe it's a war. The one on the right
It's Blitzkrieg.
is Blitzkrieg from '76, ran 5 issues. And this one was a little bit different in that it focused on the Axis, or more specifically on the German side, and the civilians that they were either victimized by or resisted against the Germans. So that's what made this comic a little bit different. Unlike Enemy Ace that Roger mentioned earlier, the Germans aren't shown in a very good light in this comic book.
No.
And for the time, it was pretty violent and gruesome, especially when it was a code book.
Yeah, agreed. But it's a fabulous series, fabulous read.
It is. It's a great series.
Fabulous read.
I might start collecting it.
Thank you for the warning. I look forward to future noon released videos touting the unknown box of comics containing Blitzkrieg full run from a guy that you once got 50 cents a book from, but he wouldn't budge this time, so you paid 60 cents a book, and you don't know what's in this.
Well, I'm not into moderns, Bub. I don't have to tell you that.
Until you show me all the moderns. And I'm not into moderns, but since this one had a staple, I made an exception. And here, I'll show it in such a manner that you will be the first one to see it, because my syphilitic brain cannot remember what I ordered 6 months ago.
Very true.
All good stuff. We love you, Bill. All right. Is that all you got?
Oh, I got plenty more, so we can kick it over to you if you got some more.
No, we're done. That was the last round.
That was the last round, man.
Well, we got some more rounds for just me then.
Well, I'm saying if there's anything. All right. So here's the deal. If you got a stack of books beside you, pick out 2 of your favorites and you can show those. And then we got to close the show out. People got to go home, and some people are going to work, got child support payments, all kinds of stuff to make. We got a lot going on. All right.
All right. Some people have dogs that need to go out,
Yeah, dogs are sitting there cross-legged at the door.
Oh, Blazing
Combat. Wow.
Oh,
look at that.
So requested by Jackson, Blazing Combat. That's a Warren mag. They only made 4 of them. They were produced quarterly. 65 and 66, I believe. And those are all painted covers by Frank Frazetta. It's definitely anti-war, strong anti-war stance. And there's especially one of the stories in issue number 2, I think, was anti-Vietnam War during the Vietnam War, so that didn't go over so well. Archie Goodwin wrote almost every one of them, and even though Harvey Kurtzman was with Warren at the time, he was working on a humor mag called Help. He had nothing to do with this series or this title. But ultimately, the American Legion put a lot of pressure on the distributors, and they lost so much money starting with issue 2 that only lasted 4 issues. But an incredible series. Next to the EC titles, probably the best written war comic there is.
Fantastic.
Nice.
And the one on the right is
Weird.
not near as good as the one on the left. Oh, wait, go ahead. Go
it's
ahead, man.
not, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, that is Weird War Tales, and that's sort of like a war/horror title, and it featured Death, I think his name was. He's the guy on nearly all of the covers.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was from 71. That's when it started. 124 issues. This is a Luis Dominguez cover right here. Gorgeous cover. Love that one. The first 7 issues were reprints, but starting with 8, it was all new material. And they had some later on in the series. It was a long-running series. They had like The War of the Time Forgot. They had some of those stories. G.I. Robot, The Creature Commandos. They brought it back in 97 for a 4-issue limited series, and then in 2000 they had a one-shot. But Weird War Tales, excellent. I don't have number 1. DS has been showing that bad boy off a lot lately. In the perfect grade, 9.2 that I'm after, but he's either sold it or he's hanging on to it, I think.
All right. Good to know. If anyone's keeping a Christmas list going for Weird War Tales number 1 and a 9.2, or potentially a grade good enough for a 9.2, and you might sucker him into buying it from you. There you go. Weird War, boy, say that once. Weird War, look, even Sly can't type it. Weird World Tales. Not all reprints. There you go. No, they weren't.
No, just the first few were.
Yeah. They got
the first 7 issues were reprints. There was new material from issue 8 on.
We appreciate you. And Russ slipped into the chat here at the end, too. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. We're so glad. Congratulations to Russ for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully we don't have to watch him eat any more cheese or any ridiculous stuff like that. He can put the sideshow aside and focus on the books. We're looking forward to that. So good job, Russ. I think that's everybody and everything. What do you guys think? Did we clobber this topic?
I think we made a big dent.
Yeah, I think so. I think we went around to the various. I mean, honestly, Bill's talking about the anti-war theme on that one. There's so many like that have either anti-war or show the horrors of war, and those comics I think are really interesting because they don't, sometimes we think, oh well, if it's a war comic, it's sort of it's romanticizing it or it's giving it a positive bend, and a lot of them don't do that at all. They give the very, very cost of war. Nobody really wins when there's that much death, essentially.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Great stuff. Congratulations to all that were able to join us and be here tonight. You are the real winners. So, you can drink a beer if I don't make 400. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Let me know when that happens. You'll earn a couple of more feathers on your chest. New stories for yes. Okay, good to know. All right, they're dropping knowledge all over the chat. So we're gonna have this. We're gonna show this intro one more time before we say our goodbyes. That way, everybody knows what's going on. And I'll have my description. I already have my Instagram message down there, but I'll put my email address as well down here. You can send me an email with your list of what everything. You have to tell me every comic that's being shown. There's 31 of them total. And you have to show me all 31. Tell me what all 31 comics are in order, please. So I don't have to guess. And just put them on a list, and then there's going to be basically a cash prize. It's going to be what do you call it? Right, a gift certificate, probably to mycomicshop.com, is coming your way. If you can tell me all of them, or the person who comes closest to telling me all. And if we have one who does get them all, then they'll get a grand prize as well. So
this is open worldwide, Bub, right?
Yes, that's the idea. That's one of the reasons why we're doing the gift certificate. Okay. It's open worldwide, and I'm pretty sure My Comic Shop ships worldwide.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
So that's open worldwide. You're going to get a gift certificate from old Bubsy here, footing the bill. Thanks to all the super chats from Comic Mag Musing, we're gonna send this out to you. So we look forward to that. Oh, that My Comics, yeah, and there'll be a link where you can click to find your way to that if you need to. So I'll put all that in the description so you know. So here is that oh so loved. Boy, it's a good thing DS isn't here because he really hates extra videos and countdowns and things. So what a perfect night for him to miss. All right, so let's take a look at this one more time before we say our goodbyes. All right.
Nice.
So I'm pretty sure the contest, we'll go ahead and end the contest Thursday. Well, it's over right now. So everybody, did you send me your stuff? Everybody, nobody sent it in. All right. We'll do this is Monday. This Thursday you have a roundup or no, Roger?
No, not this one.
Okay. So next Thursday there's a roundup, right? And you have until that that Sunday night, right? So, maybe we'll take a few late entries Monday morning, but I'm going to put a closed ticker on there on Monday morning, and then we'll announce the winner that night.
Nice.
So live on air. So not next week, but the week after. So in 2 weeks.
Right. 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, the contest will be over, and we'll announce the winner live on air in 2 weeks. So look forward to that, everybody. And all right, let's see. We'll start off with our guest. Thank you for filling in for DS. I felt bad because DS probably has some war books that he would have shown.
He does.
So,
yeah.
And sometimes he doesn't have books to show based on topic. So I feel a little bad about that, but
you'll get over it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He doesn't harp on stuff, so I won't either. All right. So Bill, thank you for filling in. What do you have coming up on your channel or any other channels on which you'll be loitering?
I have a batch of comics that went off to CGC. That video will be dropping on Wednesday. I'll have another video on Friday. Can't recall what it is. And I'll be on Cover Slingers Saturday to hopefully defeat Slim Comics and More, who won last week. And that the investigation is in the offing. As far as that's concerned, he sent something out to the judge, and happened to win that same day. So I'm looking into it right now with the authorities.
Wow, I don't blame you because I frequently win on Cover Slingers. In fact, I have won every episode of Cover Slingers in which I've been on, save one, and that was a repeat performance. I was defending my title. And I have to say, I never paid anything for my win, nor was I ever invited back after a win. So I'm very interested to see the outpouring of outrage for this nefarious win. Let's see.
Well, you're not invited back a lot of places, Bub. There's nothing new about that.
Yes, that is very true. Patrick Wall's worried he doesn't have time to participate in this contest. Hey, give it your best guess. Remember, you're putting out there the book has to be very specific. So I want the title. It has to be the correct title, not a variation of the title. The title, and if you don't know the volume, that's fine. Just put the year that it was published. That's fine. The title, the year published, and the issue number. And that's all you got to do. for all 31, and whoever gets the most wins. And if somebody wins them all, gets them all, they win a special prize as well. Unless we got like a ton of people who get them all, then of course, if you're 5th on the list, don't expect nothing. All right, Roger, Roger, what do you got coming up on your fine channel and/or those in which you grace your presence with?
Well, this week I think I only have a video on Thursday. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be. I have a few ideas, but no graders notes this week. It's not till next week. So just that. Okay.
Well, that sounds like fun. Who's no grader? You have graders notes this week.
No, not this week. Next week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Roger's dog is about to bite his leg off. Wait, Roger's dog is going to bite his own leg off? That's punctuation.
Well,
there,
bear
Jackson.
trap, I think, right?
Punctuation's required. 5th place is still podium, Bubs. I don't know what kind of Russian gymnastics you've been watching.
Yeah. What podium is that?
What the heck's going on? So that's what I got going on my channel as well. We're going to do this contest for 2 weeks and see where that lands us. And then also I've got tons of comics I need to film and put out haul videos for those. Still haven't got them all done. And then I've got just so much content, just massive balls of content is what we have here at BUB'SCOMICS. So yeah, so there you go. So hopefully you all will stick around for that. We thank you all for being here on the show. And Bill, you do have a distinctive sign off. So why don't you give that to us now?
Make sure you do your homework.
No, that's the guy that you're almost adequately replacing tonight.
That's not it. All right, here it is. We're taking over the world.
One comic book at a time.
There you go.
Yes, and I want to tell everyone on the chat that in the chat here that Comic Mag Musings Bill has been a longtime supporter of this channel. He's paid his way onto the stream tonight. We just want to thank him. We just want to thank him for being a good supporter and a good support of the channel, and we give him a hard time. And also, all of you are very lucky to have enjoyed his humor tonight without necessarily having to see his face, especially that sign off, which includes a very disturbing eyebrow raise. Thank you.
Hey, my milkshake brings all the girls to the yard, Bub.
Yes, because they're looking to clean up that rather sloppy mess. We've got Roger. What do you want to say to them? They're fine folks at home.
Everybody stops to rubberneck at the train wrecks,
Rubberneck at the train wreck. Sounds like a Studio 54 documentary or something.
Yeah,
all right, go ahead.
Might be. No, great episode. Great to have Bill here, my buddy in retrospective, and also in cover slingers when we're on there. And of course, he has some great comics, so I knew he would bring the heat, so to speak. But everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for participation. Best chat in the business. Be be kind to each other. Be blessed and be back.
Ooh, I love it. Nice. He's getting with the Bell Bib DeVoe or whatever he said. I like it. All right. And I'm just going to remind everybody to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. We'll catch you next time on the No Faces Comic Chat. In 2 weeks, we'll announce the winner of the contest. Thank you and good night.
Bye.
I'm in Musings.